one person who's still subscribed. It's probably more a surprise to me that you're watching this video than it is a surprise to you that I'm making this video. But what better way is there to follow up a build that kind of finished off all of my Ocarina of Time builds than another giant Ocarina of Time build that probably blows the rest of them out of the park. So yeah, here you go. This is Gerudo Valley, Gerudo Fortress, I should say, from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I had to go through that game many times to make everything to scale, and the outside is to scale. In reality, there is a little bit that goes back further, but I could not do that because I would have to get way too many different big ugly rock pieces in to do that, which I don't have the money for. But this did use up every single tan piece in my entire house, and of course this is tan.
That's tan.
This whole thing's tan. And yeah, well, that's not entirely true. I did recently go to the Pick a Brick Wall so I could build this cool pyramid, which I've been wanting to do for a while. But that is not what this build is focused on. This is Gerudo Fortress, and I did one of these before, but this is a lot bigger. So let's get right into this video. Starting off, here is a very boring bit of it. This is the flag, and I wanted to include this just so I could have Link hookshot up onto it and look sneaky. I always like having extraneous little bits to add on to giant mocks just to kind of give it flavor and like it's like the, I don't know what it's called, the sprinkles. There we go. Yeah, so moving on. Now on to the build itself, and this is indeed massive in scope, and I really like all of the little places and platforms you can put people on. I always like doing that in builds, so I'm very glad to have many ways to do it. You can see the vines that you can just climb up and have a good time in, and of course there's so many windows, which just, I really like them, because if they didn't have any windows, it would just look really boring, and I'm very glad that I did that. And you can see, of course, the one and only Epona right here, so you can have Link jump onto Epona like in the Mask of Zora or something. And of course all of these little bad guys, or good guys, I guess it depends on what side of the battle you're on, but bad guys to Link certainly, walking around, just making sure nobody's getting in. So yeah, and of course some really cool boxes you can roll into and smash. And one thing that I think is really cool is this right here. Of course, in the real game itself, there is this thing, but what's inside is, as you might expect, a heart piece. And this is the new heart piece from LEGO. I know it's pink instead of red, like it's supposed to be in the video game, but I think it works very well. And so, yeah, I'm gonna probably be using those heart pieces more often in Zelda builds. If I ever do any more, you know what I mean? Okay, moving on. And now here's the first dissection, the first layer, and this is probably the most accurate layer. I tried to base this off of reality as much as I could. And you can see, walking through, you can see this place where this little guy is captured. Of course, he's not actually captured because the door is gone. I guess he already won, but whatever. And then there's, of course, this baddie attacking Link, and there's another one of these right over here, and I think this is really cool because in the real game, going through this door would lead to a little mini dungeon where you could get the ice arrows, and I did kind of reference that with these arrows right in this chest here, but this is definitely not the layout. You just go straight into the jail cell where you can fight another one of these people, and of course there's a little torch and this little area over here with a little walkway, and there's of course another box. So I kind of tried to make this seem realistic, whether it is to scale or not. I tried to add in as many little Legend of Zelda things in here, if you know what I mean. There's of course some little pots over here that you could smash, just like in the real dungeon. So yeah, and of course there's these little white bits just to hold up the rest. God knows I didn't have enough tan pieces to, you know, have it be tan. So yeah, moving on. And with this section, you can definitely start seeing where the creative liberties are taken. You can see right over here, there is this armory, which has never appeared in the game itself, but I decided to include it. You can see a little painting of some person, and a little chest holding a bunch of swords. There's of course another more like, I guess, cultural sword right there, and then there's all of these spears, and of course there's two missing because there are people holding the spears out and about. And of course there's this bedroom, which is pretty cool. There's this gigantic bed that I built, and then of course a little picture of Bilbo Baggins, not sure why, maybe they like Bilbo Baggins, I don't know. And then there is of course a little study area where you can see some maps, a little torch and a seat. I guess it's a stool more, and you can see that. It's pretty cool, but of course not in the game whatsoever. Over here you can see a dining hall. Of course they gotta eat, and I did manage to include this really cool pot, which is in the real game. It doesn't look exactly like this, but I wanted to include it so Link could burn and die. No offense, Link, but that's what I did many times, not knowing I couldn't get out of there. So that's cool. I did include that in the smaller version of Gerudo Valley that I did make. Link in the description below. And of course, there's this little box of bread and just some more food, and of course a torch. So yeah, I really do like this area. It makes it look lively. There's a box too. So yeah, of course a bunch of windows, making it bright. Yeah, so moving on. Now this is the last section right here. You can see I finally put on this top build right here, and then of course the lid right there, and then another lid right here, and then a room right here, which is of course completely made up, but I decided to include it, and I think it's the most realistic. This is Ganondorf's room, because he is the king, so I decided he should have a throne, he should have a cool looking torch, the sword. This is the Sword of the Six Sages from Twilight Princess, which definitely isn't in Ocarina of Time, but I decided to include it as a fun little Easter egg. You can see his giant cape, and of course the Triforce of Power just kind of sitting on this pedestal, and of course Ganondorf himself looking out a window, and of course a chest of gold, which he would totally have because he is the king of thieves, so of course he's stolen a lot of gold. So yeah, there we go, and then next layer. I think this is as good a time as any to show you the back. You can see the bedroom has an open back. You can see some of this stuff you're not supposed to see right there. And of course, the trophy room / museum room, the latest layer, has a back. And you can see some big keys, one big key. The fire rod, which I think looks great, and some dwarves, which you could say represent the kings, because of course one man is born every 100 years and becomes a king in this society, this fictional society. And you can pretend that those are some of them. And of course, Majora's Mask, just kind of hanging out, you know, like it does, totally not causing havoc or anything, because that's totally not what it does. But I think that's a cool looking build, which is just hanging there. So yeah, moving on. Now, right before we get to the box and the final verdict, I will be showing you the minifigures that this fictional set comes with. You can see the Gerudo Warriors with Kai's original body and Kai's more recent scarf pieces, Ron's hairpiece, of course, and this head is from Indiana Jones, and this head is from Star Wars LEGO series, and of course these pirate swords. You can see the more normal looking Gerudo with a completely white body, which I am surprised I managed to find. Another one of those Star Wars heads and a hairpiece from Lord of the Rings. You can see this Ganondorf, which I engineered to, I think, look a lot like Ganondorf, which I think it does. So you can see these hands and this headpiece from the Frankenstein rocker minifigure, Ron's hairpiece again, and this gold little thingy from Ninjago again, and of course this body from an Urukai from Lord of the Rings. You can see the two I guess classic looking Gerudo. They look a lot like the Gerudos you would think about when you think of Gerudos. I don't know what you think about, but that's what I think about. So yeah, these are witch bodies, more recent witch bodies from the Halloween minifigure series, an actual scarf piece for both of them, and these hairs that I got from a Monster Hunters series, but I think they also appeared in one of the girl cavemen, I guess, cave women, I guess, and then you can see these spears, of course. Yeah, you can see Link right here. There we go. It's a lot like the ones I've been using recently. I did switch out this head for a more contemporary Star Wars head. I think it looks better for him because he's more stern, especially from the N64 version of Ocarina of Time. And just like the N64 version of Ocarina of Time, I gave him dark red hands instead of the brown ones, or reddish brown ones that I've been using recently. The rest is just like from the Lego minifigure Ocarina of Time Link that I built. Link in the description below. So yeah, you can see this is just one of the many worker people that you save. You can see this is actually a mustached face from one of the older Star Wars sets, and this is a hair from Dr. Octopus, the old one. I'm not sure if you comment the more recent one. This is an old pirate body, and some legs, some short purple legs that I got from, what's his face? The evil Superman guy. Bizarro. There we go. Yeah, moving on. So that was a mess, but this is most certainly not a mess, this build. I very much like it. It took a long time. This is a long time coming. I know I referenced this in one of the earlier videos I made, but now it's finally done, and maybe in a million years I'll build the rest back further and build like a huge, big, ugly rock piece, rock thing around it. That would look pretty cool. But right now I'm happy with this. think I'm done with this. And I also, most recently, literally yesterday, I finished 100% completed The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which, man, I've been playing for years now, and I finally 100%ed it, and I feel like I'm done with that game. Maybe now I'll move on to Majora's Mask, who knows. Maybe I'll start building a lot of Majora's Mask customs. I know a lot of people are into that, a lot more than they are Ocarina of Time. Not sure why. I guess it's because it's more dark. But if you look into Ocarina of Time, it has some really dark moments. Like that one guard who just straight up died in front of your eyes. That was something. I guess not as dark as a giant moon crashing in, but I mean a moon with a silly face. But we'll save the Majora's Mask discussions for a Majora's Mask video. Right now, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm very surprised you're still on this channel. I'm glad with what I could do with it. I'm glad I've done so much for the Ocarina of Time community, Legend of Zelda community, the Lego Legend of Zelda community, very, very small niche. I'm just glad I could build all these sets and let you know how to build them as well. You know, like the Skyward Sword, Loftwing, I'm glad I could give that to you. I'm glad I could give all this stuff to you. And I'm glad I could give all this stuff to me, honestly, if I'm being selfish with myself. I'm glad I'm glad I spent all this time doing all this stuff just to have more Lego Legend of Zelda stuff. I cannot wait if Legend of Zelda ever is made into real Legos. That would be, or Lego bricks, I should say. That would be really cool. I'm really rambling right now, but, you know, who cares? Who's watching this video anyway, you know what I mean? I'm just glad I could do this. I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to build a lot. As you know, I've only posted 2 in the past, like, 4 months or something, 2 videos. High school's hard, you know. But yeah. Don't know what to say now. Like this video if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. If you want to see more videos like this in 3 months or so. Maybe you'll get 1 or 2. It's probably something you won't like, but you know, what can you do? It's life. So, yeah. See you guys next time. Hello everyone, it's me again, the Lego Zora, back with another tiny thing in this video. I just wanted to show you guys my 100% status on Ocarina of Time, and if I know you're all probably smarter than me about a lot of things in Ocarina of Time, but I just wanted to make sure I did get everything very done, and I wanted it to be on tape so nobody could question. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys 50 arrows, 4 bottles, 40 bombs, 40 Deku nuts, 50 bomb chews, 0 of these because I used them all up, so I don't think I can get any more. 40 fairy slingshot ammo thingies, Deku stick, 30 Deku sticks. All 3 of these cool little thingies. I got the claim check, so I definitely got the big Oran sword. God, it was so hard, but whatever. Biggest quiver, biggest bomb bag, golden gauntlets, golden scale, 100 Sculptula, Shirt of Agony. Of course, I got all of the heart pieces, as you can see right there, and the upgraded cool-looking heart pieces from the magic person. All the magic. 500, oh shoot, I'm being killed now. But yes, I just wanted to ask you guys, am I wrong on all of this? Did I complete it all? I believe I did. I have of course, Epona. So yeah, I think I'm done with this. And if I am, well then that's it. I'm done with the game. Not sure what I do now. Yeah, what comes next? That's the question I'm asking. What comes next? Bye, guys.